All right, welcome back to the NABF podcast. My name is Eric Wilbenaw, the president of the Baseball Bluebook, and today we are excited to have NABF Director Buzz McNish with us out of Knoxville, Tennessee. How are you, sir?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Well, that's great. Well, today we are going to talk about the event starting July 17th to the 21st, the World Series in Knoxville. And it's the World Series for the high school age players. So if you could give me a brief overview of the NABF World Series and the showcase and what attendees can expect.
Sure. So the NABF High School Division World Series, it's actually for, if you look at the listing, it says 17 and under, but it's actually for 2024 graduates and below. So it's really kind of a 18 and under event. But yeah, that's a division that the NABF has had for several years now. We've been hosting that World Series in Knoxville for a little over 15 years. And one of the things that we always do on the front end of that World Series is host a college showcase. And typically we run players through the showcase. It's kind of like a pro style tryout. College coaches will come and scout the players. A lot of times they pick out players they like in the showcase, and then they go see them play in the World Series over the next 2 or 3 days, playing their games over the next 2 or 3 days. So it's been a pretty successful event. Every year we have players that are recruited out of that NABF showcase, and players that sign and go on to college, and that's where they got their opportunity, was in that showcase. So it's been pretty cool to see, pretty cool to watch it grow, and happy for those kids and those families that it's worked out for.
That's awesome. That's great. So what is your role in organizing and running this event?
So I'm the high school director of the NABF, and I guess I'm the tournament director, and then we organize the college showcase along with that. So with that event, we have an opening ceremony, and we do several things throughout the event. But there's an opening ceremony, the college showcase, and we'll start games the afternoon after that showcase. So I serve as that high school director and that tournament coordinator, and I'm on the NABF board of directors as well.
That's great. That's great. One of the standout features of the NABF, and particular this event, is the commitment to being a low cost yet high value opportunity. Can you elaborate on how you achieve this balance?
Sure. There's unfortunately in amateur baseball, we've gotten to the point where there's a lot of people making a lot of money off of people and their hopes and dreams. And what sets the NABF apart and makes it a little different from other opportunities is the NABF is actually a nonprofit organization. So nobody's trying to make a living off of showcases or tournaments or any of that sort of thing. So therefore, we're able to keep costs low, provide the same services, but keep costs low for families. Because I mean, when you look at it, families are spending a fortune, trying to get kids seen and trying to find a scholarship or opportunity to play in college, and the truth of the matter is it can be done at a much more affordable cost, and that's what the NABF provides.
I think that's fantastic. And Buzz, you're a volunteer just like everyone else at the NABF, correct?
And that is correct. Yeah, everybody in the
Yep.
NABF is a volunteer.
That's great. So why is it so important for the NABF to keep the cost low for participants, and how does this align with the organization's mission?
Well, I mean, like I said, it's important to. I think it's important to show kids and families that they can get those same opportunities at a more affordable cost. They don't have to mortgage a house to get an opportunity to go to college and play. It can be done, at a more affordable cost. But that's always been the goal of the NABF is to keep things affordable, give people those same opportunities, quality competition, quality opportunities, at an affordable cost. And I think the NABF's done a good job of it. I mean, we've got lots of players, playing Major League Baseball right now that came through the NABF. Lots of players who are playing at all levels of college right now that have come through the NABF and used this affordable system to get those opportunities.
That's great. I would like to ask another question about expanding on this. When you say that it's affordable, what are the things from a showcase and an year-end tournament that parents and players should really look for in order for them to understand that this is really what you're supposed to be looking for, and it's not necessarily the cost, it's really what you're providing. So go into a little bit more details of really what parents should and players should expect at an event such as this.
Well, in our case, that when they go through the showcase, it's like I said, it's basically a pro style tryout, and all those numbers are recorded. They go together. All the college coaches that are at the event get that stuff at the event afterwards. And the baseball blue book, each player will be able to have a baseball blue book profile. All of those numbers from the showcase will be able to be added to their profile, and then they can promote themselves that way. And the cool thing between the NABF and Baseball Blue Book is that once players set up that profile, it's kind of a resume. They can set that up at any age
Yep.
and kind of build a resume. Throughout um, their time leading up to college. I think that the numbers that are important, college coaches, they want to see kids play, but there's a lot of other numbers that are important to college coaches, and that's what we try to capture and showcase, and make sure that we're getting in front of the college coaches, get those numbers in front of the college coaches to help those kids. So I think that's important, and again, doing it at an affordable cost, and knowing that there's people working with the NABF, there's people working behind the scenes to help the kids and teams and families that are participating in NABF events. There's people working behind the scenes to help promote those kids and help push those kids. Again, at an affordable cost. There's always people. There's always people trying to help them.
I think that's great.
And that goes,
For
that
those
goes along with, yeah,
say that
that
again.
goes along with the nonprofit. I was going to say that goes along with the nonprofit values of the NABF as well.
Yep.
It's not about somebody making a buck and trying to make a living. We are really more geared towards helping the kids and helping families.
That's fantastic. And that's very important. I love when Buzz, you're talking about kind of what the coaches are expecting, and answering that for parents. You can do this for a whole lot less money. It's still the same numbers. You said it was a pro style showcase. We have the coaches that are going to be there so that they can see it. We're also providing a profile for these players to build and to record all of their stats, their metrics, their playing history, everything, all of those things. So when parents are looking for an opportunity to really have to get their player in front of the coaches and to really to record these scores, I don't think you can get a better venue. What are some of the other highlights and special features of this year's showcase?
Well, and this year we've added with Blue Book, we've added 5 tool, which is going to capture a whole lot more information for players and let them kind of know where they stand, where they're at, where they need to get to, and areas they need to improve in, to achieve their goal of playing at the next level. We also in Walter Beatty, through Blue Book, Walter Beatty's going to be there, and he'll be talking recruiting with parents.
Yep.
There's a whole lot. One of the things that I think is really important is there's a lot of bad information out there. Um, with showcases and unfortunately it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, so there's people, there's all kinds of information out there that's not necessarily good and not necessarily helpful. It's more geared towards somebody making some money, and I hate to keep saying that, but that's just the reality of it. And in our case, it's we're trying to educate people, educate kids, educate families on the recruiting process, and Walter Beatty does a really good job of that. Provide them the numbers that cost them a lot of money to get other places, and then get those numbers, like I said, in front of college coaches and help promote those kids. So, I mean, those are all. mean, those are all unique features because we're trying to educate, again, trying to educate the players and the families on the real process and how it actually works and the realities of recruiting and going to the next level and playing, and doing it, you know, where it's actually beneficial to the family and not trying to take their money. So
That's awesome. No, I really appreciate that. The shout out to Walter Beatty with Beatty Baseball, a contributor for the Baseball Bluebook, Five Tool Connection, located right there in Knoxville, Tennessee, providing some of the training, pre-training type evaluations, which a lot of great things. And so we appreciate the NABF allowing us to participate and help build this. So how does the NABF showcase specifically, but also the overall NABF experience, how does that really contribute to the development of young baseball talent?
well, I think a lot of it. I mean, there's obviously a lot of opportunities in NABF and league play and tournaments and all that sort of stuff. But also the NABF is a member organization of USA Baseball. Um, so we have connections there and can promote kids there. Also, a partnership with Major League Baseball. Um, again, a lot of connections there that can benefit kids and families. I think it's really the NABF is it's the oldest amateur baseball organization in the country. A lot of people don't
Yep.
realize that, and as a result of that, there's a lot of connections, a lot of networking that goes on within the NABF that helps promote their kids and players. Through a variety of organizations and like USA Baseball or Major League Baseball. So, I mean, I think those are all cool things, and it's really kind of being that we are geared towards helping kids and helping families and saving kids and families money. Those relationships are important to be able to help a kid have a successful path.
That's great. Buzz, could you walk us through what the schedule is going to look like from the beginning, kind of through the weekend?
Sure. So on Wednesday night, we do an opening ceremony. So the World Series and we're talking about the high school ages, but we actually are having World Series for every age group um, in Knoxville on those dates. So Wednesday night we'll do an opening ceremony, and the unfortunate thing about on Wednesday night is all the teams aren't in town yet. From the teams coming from out of town, they're not always here on Wednesday night yet. But we'll do the opening ceremony Wednesday night. We introduce all the teams and have some vendors and uh, some things for people and families to do. But there's a home run derby with the opening ceremony on Wednesday night, so that's fun. We've done that before. We've done several different things at the opening ceremonies, but the home run derby that's pretty fun when we do that. Um, and it's pretty exciting for the kids to get to see. So we do the opening ceremonies, the home run derby on Wednesday night. On Thursday morning, we do the college showcase that runs 9 to 12, maybe 9 to 1, depending on numbers. On Thursday afternoon, we start the World Series games. Um, so we start pool play Thursday afternoon, and we play on. We'll probably be on seven or eight fields, maybe a few more depending on numbers and ages. But start that on Thursday afternoon, and then we play all day Friday, and we finish pool play on Saturday morning. Some teams will have pool games on Saturday morning. If they get into town late, they obviously can't play on uh, the early games Thursday, so they have to play on Saturday morning to make up for that. But then on Saturday afternoon, we start bracket play. We have we play. Everybody goes to bracket play. We have two divisions basically. We have a winners bracket and a consolation bracket. So everybody starts bracket play Saturday night, and Sunday we are typically down to the final four, and we play a semifinal, two semifinal games and a championship on Sunday, and then we have our World Series champion. This year's event right now, we're at about in the high school ages. We are at about 20 teams from several different states and Canada. and a couple of other international teams that are working on getting here. So it should be a pretty good tournament, pretty good competition, and a wide variety of teams from all over the country.
That's great. I've talked to a number of coaches that have come through the NABF or participate in the NABF, and they talk about the level of skill and quality. It's always that year-end kind of tournament that everybody's kind of gearing up to because of the competition. Can you talk about the opportunity for anybody, coaches, parents, anybody out there that still want to participate in either the actual tournament, the showcase, or even being a coach that wants to participate in being there to watch the players?
Yeah, so one of the things that's changed with this event over the years, in recent years, is used to you had to come out of an NABF league to be able to advance to the World Series, and now it's more of an open event where there are some teams who play through NABF leagues in the summer and then come to the World Series, but there other teams can sign up to participate in the World Series now too. So you can do that by going to play.nabf.com. And there you can register for any NABF tournaments. We have tournaments about every weekend at a variety of places, but the NABF is the Christenberry Park in Knoxville. That's where the NABF park is, that we're hosting events every weekend. So it's turf infields, video boards, all new scoreboards. It's a pretty cool setup, pretty neat place. And there's an NABF team shop in there where you can get all your NABF merchandise and gear. So that's pretty cool place, pretty neat setup for people, and we could play all age groups in the park. So, so we're talking about high school ages, but we really want teams of all ages participating in the World Series. But yeah, there's, if you go to play.nabf.com, you can register there. If you want to do if you want to participate in a home run derby or the showcase, there's a QR code through Baseball Bluebook for that. We have all that on our Facebook page, NABF Facebook page, and on what's the East Tennessee Baseball District Facebook page, which East Tennessee Baseball District is the local NABF franchise that runs everything in Knoxville for the NABF. So you can go to either Facebook pages for either of those or Instagram, any of the social media outlets, and you can get QR codes to sign up and participate in all that. And the more the better. The more we have, the better the event.
Absolutely. And what was the cost, Buzz, for the showcase itself?
The showcase is $50, and that's a steal. So when you look at the prices of doing the same things at other places, it's $50. If you participate in the home run derby, it's $10. The opening ceremonies doesn't cost the teams to participate in that, but it's a pretty cool event. They get to parade around the field and take some pictures and do some different things. But yeah, $10 for the home run derby, $50 for the showcase. And depending on your age group, if you want to enter a team, that depends on the cost for that. Depends on the age group you're in. But
that's fantastic.
But again,
and you guys can check.
It's very affordable. So.
Absolutely. When you compare it to everything else and the level of play, the amount of coaches, the event itself, Buzz, I appreciate the opportunity to talk with you again. Play.nabf.com for more information on the teams. If you want to register a team, check out all the social platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, also on YouTube. We have a whole YouTube NABF podcast channel that has all this information. But make sure that you check this out. Great event. We're excited to be part of this. Again, $50 for the showcase, $10 for the home run. If you do the showcase, you get the home run derby at no cost. And then check out the play.nabf.com for additional information and cost for the teams. We're excited. Buzz, thank you so much for joining us today. And we're super excited about this event and looking forward to seeing you and everybody else that's helping make this event successful.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. We're looking forward to it.